in the door.
Yeah.
You'll know if it's not a right fit. That's why I think it's nice in the, is it in this, oh no, in the education guide that might be in all the bags that you get, there's a list of all of the open house dates, and you could go and visit all the schools that you think might fit for you, and some that might not typically be on your list just to go see, and there are families that kind of walk on campus and are like, oh, this feels good. And they'll say, I went somewhere and it just didn't feel right. And it's like, trust your instinct, you know? And then, visit during off times too.
Yeah.
Like you'll get a good idea of, I think one of the best ways to kind of see a school are times when it's like morning drop off and afternoon pickup. And you get to see the dynamics of the kids on the playground, the parents, a little bit like microcosm of everyone. If there's teachers like all running out of the door, like, it's over, or if they're like still engaged with kids on the playground, if administration is out there, there's plenty of opportunities to get a good idea to see if it's a right fit. And ask hard questions. Like, I love when people come with like a pad and they have like, or they're like this.
Yes.
They're like, I'm like, oh, do you have any questions? And they're like, well, not to be annoying, but yeah, you can fill out this questionnaire, but it's great because you're doing your research and, ask the hard questions that might seem uncomfortable. We're not offended by anything, I think you'll get those red flags if someone's like, if you go to school and you have your list of questions, they're like, yeah, I'm not prepared to answer that, or let me get back to you. No, like, this is your time. So you'll feel it. Like, there'll be like a weird like tickle, like when you met someone you love. You're like, this will work for a while.
Like speed dating.
Yeah, and look at all the schools that are here. Take something from every table and go through and look at the pictures and read the text and and get a feel for whether or not you think that would work for your family. And depending upon when you're starting, how old is your child?
2.5. So it's hard to tell right now.
So it depends. There are some of us that you would apply now. If your child is 2.5, you'd apply now for preschool, which is like 3-year-old program, or you would apply in another year for 4-year-old program. So you're at that like sweet spot where you have like a good amount of time to start looking. You have like a year to figure it out. For those of you with like little teeny babies right there, like, like she has like, like 2.5 years.
I have an older kid. So.
Okay.
I'm not that crazy. I'm like here with a 4-month-old looking for high school.
But it happens. But it definitely does happen. I was serious when I said there was a gentleman that called me who had not had their child yet. He had not met the person he intended to marry, but he felt like St. Peter's was the right fit for when he finished his graduate program and met his soon-to-be partner and had a child.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, ugh. But, maybe we'll be the right, I love that you like us, but figure out if you have a baby first. But, but like, take some time, find that special person then you can speed date all of us. But, it's all about like the timing too, to figure out, when you need to start. And I think, don't hit the panic button like too early on any of this.
I think it's also important to know that when you go to a school, that the school should be honest with you. So the hope, of course, when someone comes, of course, I want to fill every single seat in my school. But it is not always wrong if a child comes in and we say, you know what, this is not the right match for your child. That's okay, because there is a right match out there for your child. And as a parent, you're their best advocate. You have to find what's right for your child. That doesn't mean there's something wrong. Never think that. Just know that you need to find what is the best match for your child.
When my son was 3, I really wanted him to look at a Quaker school for pre-K and kindergarten. And I was very, very excited. I knew he was ready. He nailed the WISP test. I mean, we were totally ready. He's intelligent, he's bright. He also was channeling the Hulk at that time. And so when he went to Penn Charter, because I said, I want my son to have an African-American head of school, and the oldest school, and it's peace, and it's in Philly. And he went to the play date, and he was channeling the Hulk. Yeah. He was channeling the Incredible Hulk. And so he did get into every selective admission school. And so when we get that no, it feels very deeply personal. But we've all survived plenty of no's. They make us appreciate the yes, right? And so please, by all means, like, you'll try, and you'll try again, and it's gonna work out regardless. Children appreciate no's too. We try to shelter our children from disappointment, and then they're kind of impossible the older they get because they're not used to it. Children can hear a no as well. Children can hear a that's not for you as well. Because we're really preparing them to be the types of adults we still want to hang out with our children. Not live with you, not live with your adult version, but continue to hang out with good people because we